Welcome back to the Commanders of the Coast podcast. I'm your host, Steven.
I'm your co-host, Ben.
And I'm your tri-host, Arch.
Today we're going to try and discuss our favorite precons and sets in the past 2 years. Why don't we start with the sets? And I kind of want to hear Josh's because he put some thought into his.
Let's hear this hot take.
All right, well, I'll go by Josh today. That's fine.
It will be a hot mess.
So it was really hard for me to really figure out what set in the recent 2 years I felt like was the best set for Commander players. And ultimately, I ended up going with something that's actually still in standard right now. And that's one of the Ravnica blocks, and that's Ravnica Allegiance. Now, the reason why I bring that up is because something I think is really important in a Commander deck after you've been playing after some time, like not maybe your first couple months, but as you start really building and trying to make your deck more powerful, I think it's very important that you invest in your property. You need some good lands, and the shock lands were really hard to beat. Pay 2 life, boom, comes in untapped. It's a land that taps for either this or that. And on top of that, they did have a couple of fun commanders in that set too. One of them, of which I know you, Ben, actually still play, Teysa. Teysa came out in that one. Prime Speaker Vanifar and Judith is in there. I remember we had a big discussion about Judith in Shadowborn Apostles, but that never came to light. And probably, I want to say, aside from the big lands, I want to say that there are 3 particular cards in that set that are now Commander staples.
Make sure to wrap it up soon.
Oh, all right, sorry. There's Guardian Project for green, which, Steven, I know you love.
Love that card.
Tithe, which everybody loves and hates at the same time. And there's also Rhythm of the Wild, which is one of the most used cards in decks right now, according to EDH Rec.
Perfect. Thank you, sir. Ben, would you like to go a second, or want me to go?
I could go. I think my favorite one, and I think the most applicable to Commander, was Battle Bond, because it was meant for multiplayer.
Literally a Commander set. You're right.
It was meant for multiplayer. So before even talking about the reprints, I want to say the lands that come in untapped, if you have more than one opponent, that's basically a dual land.
More than one opponent.
And that's one of the best lands in Magic right now, or Commander.
For Commander.
But
you're right.
If we look at the reprints, like land tax, Mycosynth Lattice, Doubling Season, those are insane reprints that everyone wanted. I was shocked when I saw the Doubling Season, because I remember seeing on Reddit that someone posted it, but it was a fake, right? And we're like, oh man, of course. And then someone posted it again, and everyone was like, put this down, it was a fake. Yeah. And it ended up being real. So, and it dropped the prices down pretty good.
Oh, that was great. Land tax for less than $20.
Yeah. Well, they're back up now, but yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, I literally bought. One of the most recent things I bought is just like the 6-packs they have on Amazon. I bought like several of them trying to find a land tax. Instead of just paying $20. Yeah. But the thing is, I got some pretty good cards out of it. So no, I'm with you, man. There's some good cards in there.
That's a really good one.
What's yours, Steven?
Mine. So I as a fairly newer player, I'm just like right under 2 years. I'm gonna go with Modern Horizons. One, because I like the Horizon lands. I like the pay 1 life. I think they're super, super helpful, especially in multicolored decks. But really, my favorite set of cards is in there, and it's the Force cards. I don't know if the reprints or not, but the Force of Vigor, Force of Negation, all those Force of Virtue, all of those excellent cards. I have saved my ass so many times with Force of Vigor in my green decks, to the dismay of both of you.
I don't know about saved. I think more of like made enemies might be.
But usually it's because I've offered something, the deal has it. Yeah. Right. But those cards are just so helpful. Plus,
they're really good.
Yeah, there's some excellent commanders.
Steven, well, before your turn ends.
Yeah. There's some good commanders too that came out of there. Like, I mean, obviously some CDH stuff, which you guys both know more about than I do. Like Urza. I know Yawgmoth is in there as well. So it's just there's some really excellent cards in there, and I think the set as a whole was great. I bought a box before, and I got a lot of cards out of it. So
right in 6.
Yeah.
I think Urza is the best commander to come out in the past 2 years, or most competitive.
Scary good.
So.
Yeah, I pulled one, but I think we all agreed we weren't going to play it. I don't like CEDH, so.
And there's nothing wrong with it if you like it.
There's nothing wrong with it. Nothing.
Totally fine.
I'm a casual player.
99.
I think it's still bad though.
99, but it's still very scary.
It's still bad though. Yeah.
Might as well sell it or something. Then they're not going to use it.
That's true. Great. Well, that actually hits us right to our 5 minutes. So I think we can lead into our next topic, which is what is everyone's favorite pre-con? You want to take us for go first again, Josh?
Yeah, you know what, let me go ahead and start since I'm probably going to be the most. So I think the
As per
best
usual.
precon that has ever come out, and I'm only going to say it because of how powerful and how easy it is for beginners. As you know, the whole precon's intention is to bring people into Magic and show them how to play, or not Magic, but Commander particularly. And it's got to be, Edgar Markov. I
Agreed.
It's hard to say otherwise. It's a very strong deck. Even if you're teaching someone to play Magic, they're probably going to end up beating you. It's a high chance that they end up beating one of your tuned decks just with how powerful it is. And they've got, the Teferi's protection in there. It just...
Yeah. Jesus Christ.
Right out the box, it's got its value.
Was that your favorite, or the one you think is best?
I think that's the one that's best. And I do, actually, believe it or not, it is my favorite too.
Oh.
Yeah. I just don't play it because I see it so often, but I think it's really awesome.
It's really strong. It was actually banned in 1v1 Commander too. Like,
really?
Yeah, you're not allowed to play.
I mean, it's ridiculous, yeah.
Because you just outvalue too fast.
Yeah.
That is a good one. I wrote that down, but I mean, I'm not gonna say it, but I wrote a few things down.
You're gonna see him throw paper right now.
I'm going with Lord Windgrace, and here's why. Obviously, I'm a land lover kind of player, so that brought me.
We know.
Good staples / reprints. It's actually really strong too. Like in the Magic community, I think it's the #1 Jund deck. Jund, red, green, and black is like the most popular color pairing, and it's the most popular commander in that color pairing. So I think it's really good. It's actually pretty strong if it's tuned or piloted correctly. And it has a lot of value. Yeah, I mean, if you could do it that way, and no one likes that, but
and
it's very viable.
Yeah, but yeah, right. It's hard to go wrong with that one. I think out of the box too, it's really easy to play, despite it being a planeswalker.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's intimidating because it's a planeswalker as a commander, but I agree. Someone in our play group plays it, and he's usually either the winner or the first to go. So
because they get hated out pretty easily.
Yeah, I mean, it makes sense.
Yeah.
So I am gonna do just my favorite. I think my favorite precon is gonna have to be Cadena, the Slinking Sorceress. Yeah, and here's why. So it's the deck the precon that has forced me to look into past cards the most. So I didn't realize just how many morphs there were until I started really upgrading the deck. It's still a deck I regularly play, and after I'd gone through like 2 evolutions, one where I tried to just throw large creatures at it and see if it worked. It didn't.
It did not.
But once you actually just play to the morphs and to the strength of the deck, there's so much value you get out of those free card draws.
We know.
It's insane, and I think I've tuned it really well, and I would like to once I'd like to play it again. But I think it's great. I think it's really cool to be able to play it, play morphs, and I love it, and it's so I don't think it's like possible. Maybe it is, but it's so hard to counter a morph that a morph trigger that it's like. Usually you get your way if you're playing it right. So yeah, that's my favorite.
I think it might be.
A fun deck.
Yeah, it might be one of the more fun decks that have come out of all time.
Because when you're playing morphs, it's like a mini game in itself, just the guessing, and there's a lot of tomfoolery that can happen.
Yep.
All right, you
pretending like you have something.
Yeah. There's a lot of fake threats. Yeah. Exactly. Exactly.
And like you said, you can't really respond to it. So
yeah, that one's fun.
People have tried, So, but those are. I'm glad. I think everyone's was good. Revisiting the Edgar Markov point. Yeah, that's a really, really good intro deck, and that's actually the first deck I played as well when I started playing. So it's just like you learn really quickly how to play Magic with that deck, and how to be aggressive. So yeah, no, I agree.
I like it also because it has a low floor, but like a really high ceiling. Like if you actually tune it, it has a lot of potential, but it's also good just coming out of the packaging.
You're talking like Tim the Toolman Taylor right now, man. Woo!
Well, it also doesn't take much to tune it. You throw your Henny in there, and you're like, well, there you go.
It's a good day. It's a good day.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
And Skull Clamp, unless that's already in there. I don't remember if Skull Clamp.
No. So I don't think Skull Clamp was not reprinted.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, we are hitting our 10 minutes, so that should finish us up here. Any final thoughts?
Battle Bond. Stop buying it so it gets cheaper.
I love Battle Bond.
Yep. All right.
All right.
Stop
Well,
countering
with
some other
that,
tithes.
oh god, with that, thank you all for listening, for watching. We'll see you guys again soon.